For this A3 one-shot, Sandra, we are talking New Jersey, New York, Gotham FC's visit to the White House. You ready to dive in?
Let's go. Big moment, big time. Let's go.
Huge moment. President Joe Biden, for the first time ever, invites an NWSL team to the White House. It happened on Monday, September 23rd. The 2023 NWSL Champions Gotham FC made their way to Washington, D.C. to visit the White House. The attendees from Gotham featured a large portion of the 2023 championship team, including then captain U.S. Women's National Team and Gotham defender Krieger, who is now the club's first ever ambassador. It also included a lot of players that are no longer on the team that have left, right? Sabrina Flores, who is retired, Kristen Edmonds, who now plays in the USL Super League, Taylor Smith, who's also in the Super League, Mandy McGlynn, who is with the Utah Royals. There was a lot of fun people to look at team-wise, looking at the outfits too, Sandra. It was cool to see who was there representing the club.
Yeah, absolutely. It felt like a big moment. It felt like another bit of history. And I think that's what the biggest takeaway for me was. It was just, not only did it like rise to the level of that moment, but there was also a layer of like, it's about time.
It's about time. Gotham becomes the first NWSL club to visit the White House, but they're not the only women's soccer team, right? The U.S. Women's National Team, when they won the World Cup, they visited the White House. And back in WPS years, when then Sky Blue FC, which is now the Gotham team, won the 2009 WPS championship, they visited the White House in 2010. So now 14 years later, the Gotham side gets to do it. Some of the players and people in attendance were former captain Krieger, current club ambassador, the 2023 NWSL Championship MVP, forward for Gotham Midge Purse, and the 2023 Coach of the Year, Juan Carlos Amaros, who is still at the helm of this Gotham side. Krieger walked in with President Biden, who then President Biden made a speech initially talking about how the Gotham Championship set an attendance record. And he said, it's fair to say everyone watches women's sports, to which the entire room erupted with cheers. There was some really cute, personable moments between President Biden and this Gotham side, Sandra. One of them in particular that has gone viral on the internet is when President Biden said, "Congratulations to the Bats of Gotham." And then he kind of asked them, "Hey, do you like being called the Bats of Gotham?" And immediately Midge Purse says, "Baddies, baddies." And Biden was like, "Yeah, I like that." So he got incorporated into some of the lore and the lingo that comes in the NWSL and with Gotham. He did touch on the fact that Gotham went from worst to first, right? In 2022, they were last in the entire league. Then they end up winning the 2023 NWSL Championship, and saying that this team never gave up. It was really cool to hear the president of our country talk about women's soccer, because sometimes, Sandra, I just feel like we live in a bubble where we are talking about it, we're screaming about it at the top of our lungs, but it's really cool to see it projected from the highest person of power in this country.
And that's part of it, right? That's part of the magnitude of the moment. It's like, this is an important thing. This is a sport and a league that's part of the American professional sports landscape, and it should be treated as such. There's a long-standing history of championship caliber teams receiving invites to the White House. And you just mentioned a couple of women's pro soccer teams that have had that honor, whether we're going back to the WPS days or the World Cup cycles in which the U.S. Women's National Team, won the whole darn thing. But there's 14 years in between that, right? Where we're kind of taking a look at and saying when, how, why. And we can keep talking about that. But for now, we're celebrating this moment and the fact that it's sort of kind of reintroduced itself, that it's arrived once more. And it's so important. It's so massive that you've got what's essentially the leader of this nation referring to and talking about a women's pro league, just like it is supposed to be talked about, that it is a serious league, that it's one to be, taken into consideration when we're talking about the entire landscape of pro sports in the country.
You're not just talking about it, saying go baddies.
Rooting them on. I love that a little bit.
Absolutely hilarious. Pretty cool to see. So after President Biden spoke, then the club ambassador and then captain, U.S. Women's National Team legend Allie Krieger took the podium, in which she mentioned how big of an honor it was for Gotham to receive this recognition, for the NWSL to be the first club at the White House. She talked about her career personally and reflecting on it, and how the women's soccer lacked a lot of coverage and support, and how much progress has been made, which she has talked about endlessly. The growth from Gotham and the NWSL with fans, recognition, greater engagement, resources. But despite these strides, that the work is far from over and that there's still a lot of the ways to go. She did talk about how the young girls and the young players right now are the future of this team and of this league. Then head coach Juan Carlos Amorós and MVP of the championship, Midge Purce, handed over to President Biden a Gotham kit that said his name on the back and 46. And they did joke, Sandra, did you hear this? Say, hey, we hope you're wearing that under all your suits. Pretty good, pretty cool to hear about all the different conversations that came from both Biden and from Krieger, and then to see the smiles, and everyone just looked really happy and proud to be in this room.
100%. And I love just sort of everyone just leaning into the moment as well. Like we're starting to see now kind of the rollout of collected content that took place around this event, whether it was from the players themselves or invited guests or media. And I mean, I think even Maite and Esther like put out like a really fun kind of reel about their experiences as the two of them, and Juan Carlos Amorós is like representing Spain, but with NWSL. Like I love that. It's like you have to understand again just what this moment means for the league and this team specifically. And I think it's just so iconic that it's Gotham FC. Like, let's be real, like the fact that the president is referring to their storyline going from worst to first, like of course it makes sense that this is the team that finally breaks through to the White House.
It's very cool. Congratulations to Gotham, to Allie Krieger for her great speech, to all the players, coaches, personnel at the club, staff at the club that could be in attendance and celebrate this honor and represent not only New Jersey, New York, Gotham FC, but the NWSL and women's football as a whole, frankly. Like, let's be real about that. There were a lot of pictures that came out of this, a lot of fun TikToks. Go follow these players on social media and find all the insight. Gotham FC put them out too. I think Attacking Third reposted some of them. In our chat, we are live on YouTube right now. SC Miller is giving a shout out to Allie Krieger's killer threads. She did have an awesome outfit on that she got to walk in with President Biden wearing. And we got to see all the players, Sandra, absolutely decked out. They were wearing custom suits from Argent. But for you, if you were a player on this team, staff, you were invited to celebrate a championship at the White House, what are you wearing? Are you going like casual, or are you dressing it up? Are you trying to be yourself? Are you trying to be a bit more presidential? What are you wearing?
Oh, good question. Oh, well, first of all, shout out to everyone, and obviously Argent and the club for helping set that up with the players. Everyone was looking fresh to death. Even Allie Krieger, all I know is that I couldn't wear it. How about that? Like, I know I couldn't pull it off. Let's just say that. I got nothing but love for Krieger, and of course, she also looked incredible being the ambassador. But I think for me, I think maybe like somewhere in between that, I would kind of lean like more towards the like what's unique, you know, something that it's like, again, it's a big moment. So I'd want to have something that would feel like personable to me, that would make a statement, but not in a way that takes away from my teammates or anything like that.
Yeah, I like that. Represent your personal style while also still looking a little bit uniform. I think it's cool that all the players were dressed in these custom suits, because it did make them have a bit more of a uniform look across the page. I would want to wear that as well, like a very powerful blazer and maybe some like great pants to go with it. Definitely a heel. I love to rock a heel. But I think that's what I would wear if and when, Sandra, one day Attacking Third will be invited to the White House.
From your lips to whoever's ears, whoever our connects are to the White House, let us in.
Absolutely. Congratulations, New Jersey, New York, Gotham FC on being the first NWSL club invited to the White House. That happened Monday, September 23rd. A speech from President Joe Biden himself and Captain Ali Krieger of the team, who's now a club ambassador. Congratulations. That's it. That's our A3 one shot. You get 10 minutes of us diving deep into one comment or one topic, one subject that we want to talk about. If you liked it, let us know. Like this video, subscribe to us on youtube.com/attackingthird, and leave us a comment letting us know what A3 one shot you want to hear about.